Welcome to the Little Marketing Podcast, where we share practical, real-life advice for Australian small businesses. So today we're going to talk about using a proven method to market your small business, and that's your positioning. So if we're honest, there's never been a better time to market your small business than right now, because we've got more tools and platforms at our disposal than ever before. If you think about it, you can reach your customers across the globe, you can run campaigns with just a few clicks, and you can measure stuff instantly. But it wasn't always like this. So if you go back 20 years, social media, it wasn't even a thing. Facebook was around, sure, but it wasn't the marketing tool that it is today. TikTok, Instagram, not even on the radar. If you rewind 40 years, your options were even limited. You're probably looking at something like letterbox drops, the yellow pages, maybe some radio if you had it in your budget, and local newspaper ads. But there's one thing that even businesses that back then had in common. The ones that thrived and succeeded, they positioned themselves clearly in the minds of their customers. We call this your positioning, and it's just as important now as it was 40 years ago. Whether you've been in business for a year or 50 years, your positioning is the foundation of your business. Let's take a moment to clarify exactly what a positioning is, because if you don't understand this concept, marketing is going to be way harder for you. Simply put, your positioning is how your customers think about you. What do they associate you with? What problem do you solve for them? And how do you stand out in a crowded market? Here's a quick exercise for you. If your ideal customer had to describe you in one sentence, what would you want them to say about you? If you pause for a second and think about it, what exactly would you want them to describe your small business? Is it something like they're the go-to experts for small business accounting in Melbourne? Or is it they provide high-quality skincare made with natural ingredients? That one sentence, that short, sharp description is your positioning. So the businesses that thrive, the ones that succeed, they're the ones that are super focused on their positioning. Whether they're a brand new business or an established business, they know exactly who they are, who they do it for, and why they're different to the competition. Too many new businesses jump straight into marketing without actually first knowing what they want to say and how they're different to their competitors. They start posting random things on social media, maybe they try a few different ads, and they wonder why nothing's working. It's a bit like throwing spaghetti against the wall and nothing's sticking. But when you get your positioning right, everything in marketing is going to become more clearer, it's going to become more focused, and it's going to be more effective. Let's talk about the power of platforms and clear messaging. So one of the greatest assets that we have today in marketing is the number of platforms at our disposal. So you can use things like social media. So you have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. You have your website, Google Business. So that's good for local SEO, email marketing. So like MailChimp, in-store signage, networking events, PR, and also podcasts just like this one. But here's the catch. So all of these platforms, they create a ton of noise. It's so crowded. You know, everyone has something to say. Some people are yelling, some people are whispering, and some people are just copying each other. So unless your positioning is crystal clear, it's going to get lost in all of that noise. So it's not about being on all of the platforms all the time. It's about being on the right platform with the right audience, with the right message. So if we break down the steps on getting clear on your positioning statement. So step 1, get clear on what you want to be known for. So you can ask yourself these questions. What problem do I solve for my customers? What makes me different to everyone else in my industry? And how can I make my customers' lives easier? So if we talk about an example, you might be a local cafe. Your positioning could be something like the best coffee in town using only organic beans. So you know right from the beginning what you stand for, quality and organic. So you don't have to be that specific, but the more focused you are, the more ideal it's going to be for your customers and clients to resonate with you. So step number 2, write it down in simple terms. So if you keep it short, sharp, and to the point, aim for just a sentence or two, and the goal is to be memorable. We want to try to avoid using any industry jargon or confusing words or just over-explaining. So once you've got your positioning statement nailed down, it's time to start using it everywhere possible. So your website should clearly express your positioning statement. So once your a potential customer or client goes on your website, you want them to know in 5 seconds what you do, who you do it for, and why you're different to the competition. Use it on your email signatures, post it on your social media, add it into your social media bio, and you can just make it part of everyday conversations in store with customers, at networking events. Step number 3, so try to choose 2 or 3 different channels where you know your audience actually goes. So don't try to be everywhere, just try to be strategic. So maybe you know that your customers, they go on Instagram mostly. Maybe they're on Facebook, or maybe they prefer email marketing or networking events. Step number 4, consistency is key. So don't just use your positioning statement once and then forget about it. You need to keep communicating it and repeating it wherever you are. Try to bring it into every customer interaction somehow. The more often you say it, the more your customers will remember you and trust you. So here's your reminder, your positioning is your foundation. And once you have your positioning crystal clear, all of the marketing platforms, they're going to become so powerful for your small business. But if your positioning statement isn't strong, no amount of marketing is going to help, and you're just going to get lost in all of that noise. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or not sure how to pull this all together, that's exactly why Little Marketing is here to help Australian small businesses just like you. So you can follow us on our socials, or you can visit our website, littlemarketing.com.au, to learn more. Feel free to send us an email at ask@littlemarketing.com.au as well. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope it was helpful. If you did find it helpful, please share it with a fellow small business owner just like you.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.